Welcome to Daily English Dose Podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome back. How are you all doing today? I hope you're having a great day and also spending a little time improving your English.
Yes, and if you're listening to us regularly, that itself is a great sign. Consistency matters more than perfection. You don't need to speak perfect English from day one. Just speak a little every day.
Exactly, and one thing I always tell learners is don't wait to feel ready. You become ready by speaking. Even if you make mistakes, that's actually part of learning.
Absolutely. In fact, mistakes are proof that you're trying. Think about how children learn a language. They don't worry about grammar rules first. They just speak, repeat, and slowly improve.
Also, try to surround yourself with English as much as possible. Watch videos, listen to podcasts like this, read simple articles, and most importantly, talk to yourself in English.
That's a powerful tip. Self-talk helps you think in English. For example, when you're cooking, just say what you're doing. I'm cutting vegetables. Now I'm adding salt. It sounds simple, but it builds fluency.
And don't be afraid of your accent. Your goal is clarity, not sounding like a native speaker. Confidence matters more than accent.
Very true. Now, let's move into today's topic. It's something very close to everyone's life, the role of passion in career.
Such an interesting topic. Daniel, let me ask you, do you think passion is necessary for a successful career?
I think yes and no. Passion is powerful, but it's often misunderstood. Many people think passion is something magical. You either have it or you don't. But in reality, passion can grow over time.
That's so true. I feel like many learners or even professionals are confused. They think, if I don't love my job every day, maybe I chose the wrong career.
Exactly. But let's be realistic. No job is exciting every single day. Even if you're passionate, there will be boring days, stressful days, and moments of doubt.
Yes, and that's where discipline comes in. Passion can start the journey, but discipline keeps you going.
Let me share something. I once met a student who loved drawing. That was her passion. But she didn't know how to turn it into a career. She struggled, doubted herself, and even considered quitting.
That's relatable. Many people face that stage, where passion exists, but direction is missing.
Exactly. But instead of quitting, she started learning design software, took small freelance projects, and slowly built confidence. Over time, her passion turned into a profession.
That's a beautiful example. It shows that passion alone is not enough. You need skills, patience, and effort.
Yes, and also courage, because following passion often means stepping out of your comfort zone.
Let me ask you something deeper. What about people who don't feel any strong passion? They just have a job because they need stability.
That's a very important question. Not everyone starts with a clear passion. Sometimes passion is discovered through experience. You try different things, and slowly you find what excites you.
So you're saying passion is not always found, it can be built.
Exactly. When you invest time in something, improve your skills, and start seeing results, you naturally begin to enjoy it more.
That makes so much sense. I think many learners feel pressure because of social media. They see people saying, follow your passion, but no one talks about the struggles behind it.
Yes, and that creates unrealistic expectations. People think passion means instant happiness and success, but in reality, it involves hard work, failure, and uncertainty.
Let's connect this with real life. Imagine someone working in a stable job like teaching or IT, but they feel something is missing. What should they do?
I would say don't rush into quitting your job. Instead, explore your interests alongside your work. Give yourself time to understand what truly excites you.
That's practical advice, because sometimes what we think is passion might just be a temporary interest.
Exactly. Passion becomes real when you're willing to continue even when it gets difficult.
I love that line, when it gets difficult, because that's the real test, right?
Yes, anyone can feel excited at the beginning, but only those who continue despite challenges can turn passion into a career.
I remember a time when I felt stuck. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I tried different things, and honestly, I failed many times.
And that's okay. Failure is part of the process. In fact, failure teaches you more than success sometimes.
True. And eventually, through those experiences, I understood what I enjoy doing and what I don't.
That's how clarity comes, not from thinking too much, but from doing.
That's such an important message for learners. Don't overthink your future. Take small steps, try things, and learn from experience.
Also, don't compare your journey with others. Someone else's passion may not be yours, and that's completely fine.
Yes, comparison can kill confidence. Everyone has a different timeline.
And let's talk about another side. What if someone is passionate but not earning enough from it?
That's a tough situation. Reality matters too. Financial stability is important.
Exactly. That's why balance is important. You can pursue passion while maintaining stability, at least in the beginning.
So instead of passion versus job, it can be passion plus job, right?
Yes, that's a healthier approach. Over time, if your passion grows strong enough, it may become your main career.
I feel like passion gives meaning to work. It makes you feel alive, motivated, and fulfilled.
True, but at the same time, purpose is even deeper than passion. Passion is what you enjoy, purpose is why you do it.
That's deep. So ideally, a career should have both, something you enjoy and something that feels meaningful.
Exactly, but again, this takes time. Don't expect everything to be clear immediately.
Let's give a small message to learners here. If you're confused about your career, it's okay. You're not alone.
Yes, and confusion is not a weakness, it's a starting point. It means you're thinking, questioning, and trying to understand yourself.
And one day, all these small steps, struggles, and experiences will connect.
Absolutely. Just keep moving forward, even if the steps are small.
And keep learning, not just English, but about yourself, your interests, your strengths.
Because at the end of the day, your career is not just about earning, it's about who you become in the process.
That's powerful, who you become in the process.
And passion, when understood correctly, can guide you, not as a pressure, but as a direction.
I think this conversation is something many people needed to hear today.
I agree, and we'll continue exploring this topic even deeper next time.
You already know we were talking about passion and career, and honestly, there's still so much more to explore.
Yes, because this topic is not just about jobs, it's about identity, choices, struggles, and sometimes even regret.
That word, regret, is powerful. I think many people fear that if they don't follow their passion, they'll regret it later.
True, but at the same time, some people regret taking risks without preparation, so it's not a simple decision.
So, how do we deal with that confusion? Let's make it practical. Imagine someone who loves writing, but they are working in a corporate job.
Okay, in that case, I wouldn't immediately say quit your job and follow your passion. That sounds inspiring, but it's risky advice.
Exactly. Real life has responsibilities, family, finances, stability.
Instead, I would say build your passion slowly, write consistently, share your work, improve your skills. Let your passion grow strong enough to support you.
That's such a grounded approach because passion needs structure, not just emotion.
Yes, and many people confuse excitement with passion. Excitement is temporary. Passion is something you stay committed to even when you don't feel like it.
That's deep. So, passion is not just about what you love, it's about what you are willing to struggle for.
Exactly. Let me ask you something. Do you think passion should always be the main factor in choosing a career?
Honestly, no. I think it should be one factor, but not the only one. Skills, opportunities, and personal situation also matter.
I agree. Sometimes a career can start with practicality and slowly become something meaningful.
That reminds me of teachers. Many people don't initially dream of becoming teachers, but once they start, they develop a passion for shaping lives.
That's a great example. Passion can come from impact when you see that your work is making a difference.
Yes, that feeling of I'm doing something valuable can turn a job into a passion.
Let's talk about another important point, burnout. Even when people follow their passion, they sometimes feel exhausted.
That's very real. When passion becomes pressure, it can drain you.
Exactly. If you turn your passion into your career, you also need boundaries. Otherwise, you may lose the joy you once had.
So, balance is important, not just between job and passion, but also between work and rest.
Yes, rest is not laziness. It's necessary to sustain passion.
I think many learners also feel guilty when they take breaks.
They shouldn't. Growth needs pauses. Even in learning English, if you push yourself too hard without rest, you may feel frustrated.
That's true. Consistency with balance is better than overworking and quitting.
Now, let's go a little deeper. How do we identify our passion?
That's a question everyone asks. I think one way is to notice what you enjoy doing without being forced.
Yes, and also what you are curious about. What do you naturally want to learn more about?
Another clue is what you're willing to do even when it's difficult.
Exactly. Passion is not just joy, it's commitment.
But sometimes people feel lost because they have multiple interests.
That's okay. You don't have to choose immediately. Explore different paths. Over time, clarity will come.
So it's okay to be in a phase of exploration?
Absolutely. In fact, that phase is very important. It helps you understand yourself better.
Let's connect this again to real life. Imagine someone who is in their late 20s or 30s and still unsure about their passion. They feel like they are late.
That's a very common fear, but the truth is there is no fixed timeline. People discover their passion at different stages of life.
Yes, and comparing yourself to others only creates unnecessary pressure.
Exactly. Your journey is unique. What matters is progress, not speed.
I feel like this message is important. Don't rush clarity, build it.
Well said. And also, don't wait for passion to suddenly appear. Take action, and passion will follow.
Action creates clarity.
Yes, thinking alone doesn't.
Let's talk about fear. Many people don't follow their passion because they're afraid of failure, judgment, or uncertainty.
Fear is natural, but the question is, do you let fear control your decisions?
That's powerful, because sometimes the biggest risk is not taking any risk.
Exactly. Even small steps matter. You don't need a big leap, just a step forward.
And over time, those small steps can change your direction completely.
Yes, and one day, you may look back and realize that what once felt uncertain became your strength.
I think this conversation is helping not just learners, but anyone who feels stuck.
I hope so, because career is not just about success, it's about fulfillment, growth, and self-understanding.
Before we wrap up, let's share a few simple takeaways.
Sure, first, don't panic if you don't know your passion yet.
Second, start exploring. Try things, learn, and stay curious.
Third, build skills. Passion without skill cannot grow into a career.
Fourth, be patient. Good things take time.
And finally, don't compare your journey with others.
That's beautiful. And to all our listeners, keep learning English, keep growing, and keep discovering yourself.
We'll come back with more interesting and meaningful discussions like this.
Until then, take care and keep moving forward.
See you soon.